Hi, my name is Mariana, and today I will be sharing one positive and one negative social studies experience that I've had throughout my education career from kindergarten to 12th grade. And so, first, I want to share my positive experience, which was my 11th grade AP was history teacher. Her name was Miss Lehman. And in this class, she would always get us excited for learning about US history. And honestly, this was like the first time I felt like I actually retained the knowledge that I learned in that class because of the activities that she would have us do and the weekly homework that we would have. So every week we would learn about a new event or a new time era. So we would learn by the years, and then at the end of the week we would complete this log about the significant events, the significant people, and then after we tested on it. And so doing it like that, I really retained the knowledge of like significant people in US history. And then she would also like have fun games for us to play while we were learning. One that we played like kind of as a whole school was a Civil War. So we had like the Confederates and the Union, and then you had to like try to like kill people by taking away their pin. And then by that, like, we had our own civil war. We had to learn about how to create these different treaties, and then the end of the war. And that was like really fun, and it's kind of nerdy, but I really enjoyed playing that game. So I really enjoyed her class. I ended up just being well prepared for college social studies, like history, because of what I learned in her class. And then for my negative experience was actually in middle school in 8th grade. So I failed the history star exam, and that was honestly the most like heartbreaking news when I found out that I failed it, because I thought I did learn enough. But in that class, my teacher, he was a good teacher, but honestly I felt like the way he would teach us was not the best. It was mostly like book work, and we wouldn't really talk about these events. Like, there was no discussions. It was some more like lectures and taking notes, and that wasn't really my learning style. Like, I learned better like physically discussing and stuff. And so I was really sad when I found that I failed the STAR exam, because that was the first time I had ever failed anything. And I felt like that made me really afraid going into high school and learning history, because I was like, oh, I cannot pass 8th grade history, now I'm gonna go to high school, and am I prepared enough? Because I feel like leading up to 8th grade, I still did not know a lot about history, Texas history, US history, world history. And so just because those experiences kept building on and building on of me not really retaining this information, I feel like in 8th grade it just kind of caught up to me, and I just didn't really like history because of how I learned it and how insignificant it seemed to the different teachers I had. So that was kind of my negative experience, but luckily I didn't have to retake the exam, but it did kind of keep me mindful of like, okay, I need to be really on top of when I learned history in high school, because I don't want this to happen again. So those are my positive and negative experience with social studies.